What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Anime Nerd Channel. Um, I have a. I said I was going to do this a while back, and I'm excited about it because this is what I've been wanting to do. I wanted to react to Dragon Ball New Hope and give my review on it because I was going to start doing a lot of different fan mangas. Like I said, I'm still going to do other content, but I wanted to cover some of the fan mangas too because a lot of them are pretty darn good. A lot of them are better than Super, actually. This one in particular is one of my favorites. Got Dragon Ball New Hope, but Dragon Ball Kakarot, what was that, Return of Kakarot? I don't know if it was where Goku bumped his head again and killed Oob and went on a rampage. I like that one too. So I'll be going over a few of them, but today I just wanted to do. I'll start from episode 1 of Dragon Ball New Hope, do my thoughts and my whole thing, and I'll probably do more throughout the week, but because we're gonna try to get through this, but I wanted to know, if anybody else on here seen it, probably have, but probably seen it. But we're going to get into it. Dragon Ball New Hope, episode 1. And, yeah, let's get into it.
When Gohan was initially called upon to defeat Cell, there was much speculation he would take the reins from his father as the lead protagonist of the series.
Shout out to Mondo Cool, by the way. I'm gonna have him tag him in the YouTube video, and yeah, he got a lot of good content on there, especially a lot of the fan manga. Pretty good.
Though we know now this not to be the case. What if it was neither he or Goku to take the primary focus moving forward? What if someone else, albeit familiar to us today, were given a much more prominent role than they currently play?
And his name is Krillin. Dun, 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 dun.
As the young Super Saiyan 2 falls to his knees in defeat, having let his own hubris get the better of him. Goku steps up to teleport Cell off the planet before he can unleash his Earth-destroying kamikaze attack. With his final words, he glances back at his son to smile he's proud of him. And as we're aware, he takes him to King Kai. While the group floats above Snake Way, Kaiosama would alert his former student his plan failed, and Cell still lives.
This is why I stopped shopping on Amazon, and you should too.
Don't spend another dime on Amazon.
Keep shopping on Amazon. Keep on shopping on Amazon because it's good. Anyways.
First cutting down Trunks. Vegeta sent into a maddening rage at the sight of his fallen son.
Yo, this looks too familiar.
Gohan calls for the others to protect themselves from his furious onslaught.
Seen all this before.
Krillin doesn't even understand how this is the same Vegeta as before. His power is far higher than he's felt previously. Piccolo reasons the anger of seeing
They always
his own
say
son
that.
murdered before his eyes was enough to push him past his limits. He screams for Cell to reveal himself from the debris. He's not finished with him yet. Although surpassing his limits, it's still not near enough for this enemy. In deciding this beating was too little, the villain scowls. As usual, you're so pitiful you can't even honor the memory of your tragically deceased son. Getting one final hit on the bio-android, Cell is shocked the Saiyan was able to leave a mark. Though in the grand scheme of things, it's merely a simple setback. As here the prince
One major
lies,
difference.
already half dead. His little rise of power was only the most subtle of flickers of a dying flame. Bellowing, it's time to die! Naturally, Gohan shields Vegeta from what would be a fatal blast, which their foe admits he didn't expect. Now it'll be easier than ever to do away with Gohan, now that his right arm is pretty much useless. The final beam struggle would soon commence.
And I love those manga colors too. I like that because when I first saw it was black and white, so I'm glad they kind of upgraded the color. But it kind of reminds me of Dragon Ball Multiverse. It's what the same kind of reminds me of where Cell's universe, where Cell went on a rampage and killed the Z Fighters. That's what it kind of reminds me of. But we know it's different. But this whole scene, yeah. That's why a lot of people say the Cell Saga is one of the best, because it could have went either way. And Dragon Ball Multiverse, Dragon Ball New Hope, and it shows the new possibilities.
Motherworld via King Kai. Goku encourages his son. He still has much energy left within him, and he must unleash all of his strength. But the boy is at the end of his rope. His body is suffering too much. He apologizes to his dad. Cell is too strong and he can't keep up anymore. Vegeta can sense the same. The power difference between he and Cell is too great. This is the end. Piccolo shouts for Gohan not to give up, but Cell is set on finishing this here and now.
The same scene from Dragon Ball Multiverse.
With that push, the young Saiyan is no more. Clenching his fist, Goku pleads for the forgiveness of his friends and family. This is all his fault. His victory all but assured. The villain cackles. The final hope of Earth has gone up in smoke. The end is near for these remaining vermin. Even though he used a lot of energy against Son Gohan, they still don't stand a chance in his wake. He will annihilate them all. Following that single blast, all the Z Fighters have perished. Or almost all of them. Cell is amazed to see Krill.
And it's kind of but instead of multiverse, he killed them all with one blast. Yeah, but yeah, I hadn't seen this in a while, but man,
One of all warriors is still breathing. Quite the feat for such a fragile being.
Multiverse was way more brutal. I mean, good God. He sliced somebody in half. He impaled Vegeta. I gotta go back and watch it. But the way he killed him was brutal. He lifted Krillin way into outer space and just let him suffocate in outer space. Goodness gracious, he was brutal in Multiverse. We'll watch that one day though. Good God, man. But he's kind of a dick in this one too. But man.
But now it's time for him to join his comrades, as something else catches his attention. 18. Krillin can already tell what he's thinking and pleads with the monster to kill him in her place. Just leave her alone. He mutters that Son Goku is dead, and he himself has reached his perfect form. This android has no further purpose of existing. Screaming for Cell to stop. Satisfied with his most recent kill, he takes a dark pleasure in doing away with obsolete technology. The final Z Fighter sobs for what has been lost today, cursing that Cell has murdered everyone who was willing to sacrifice themselves. So just blow up the Earth already and get it over with. But this confuses the android, asking, blow up the Earth? That's not my goal. Thanks to Goku and his instantaneous movement technique, he has but entire galaxies to destroy. So with that, he'll be leaving the Earth, though not before completely devastating it and its people. As for Krillin, To lower himself to such a level would be an insult to his perfection. He will allow him to continue living his miserable existence in fear and shame, not losing his resolve completely. Krillin warns he will pay for this. With a wave, he promises they'll meet again soon. King Yema's office, at the Earth check-in station. Goku is seen pleading with Enma about something. Who beckons if the Saiyan can see he's busy? This cell figure just decimated half the population of Earth, and now he's the one stuck with the consequences. The answer is no. Even though he died defending the Earth, the sheer number of bad things he's done prevents him from going to heaven or retaining his body. Though seeming to have some sort of revelation, he does feel the death of his young son changes things a bit. It would be a lot of work to find him a suitable mentor. He resolves to accept Goku's proposition, but at the first offense, he goes straight to hell. Our happy-go-lucky hero gleefully thanks the ethereal judge for his decision, as he spouts, "See, Vegeta? I told you!" Though even in the afterlife, the prince laments his rival still has to find ways to humiliate him, and he will pay for this. As it becomes evident, Cell may have had some foresight on his own future had he let poor little Trunks here come to age. However, Dende and Popo remain safe high on the lookout. Whether an oversight or not, the gang still have the Dragon Balls.
Don't tell me they killed the baby. Lord have mercy. They done killed the... I've seen this before, but I'm just not thinking about it. Cell killed baby Trunks. Goodness gracious. He was brutal, man.
Just as they're about to summon Shenron, Goku hollers for him to wait. He has to talk to him first. They're all in Otherworld with King Kai, and he thinks it would be wiser to let things flow naturally and accept their defeat against Cell. He would have loved to fight him again, but Kaio-sama is right. After all, Trunks came from the future to warn them about the androids. After that came an even bigger threat. It's not an easy call to make, but they're all gonna stay here. While Krillin is wearily in disbelief, Bulma screams at him if he's kidding. They can't leave him like this. Her baby boy and parents all died when Cell blew up West City. Stepping up to speak with her himself, Vegeta assures the boy is safe in Otherworld with him. And the Kai isn't wrong. To revive the Earthlings could alert Cell if he felt that much energy suddenly return. If he came back, there would be no stopping him and she'd lose everyone all over again. Given the Earth's warriors are gone, he doesn't think he'll come back, so she'll be safe. But with himself, the Saiyan race dies. He thanks her for everything she's done, bidding her a final farewell. Though she knows his words are true, it doesn't do anything to ease the pain. 7 years.
And see how the tension, see how the heavy, you don't feel any of that in Super. That's why I say the fan mangas are like way better than Super. You don't feel any of this in Super. The fan manga is way better. Multiverse is way better. I think I told somebody a while back I was going to cover this stuff, and I'm glad I did, because it brings back the whole good old Dragon Ball Z vibes and stuff. It's like that deep feeling you get when you read these stories and see these stories, because in Dragon Ball Z and New Hope and all, it's stakes. You see the stakes. In Super, bam, things just come back to life. Everything gets destroyed, boom, it comes back. There's no stakes. There's none of this, because they try to spare people's feelings and all that other stuff. No, don't spare our feelings. Just do what you have to do to make a good story, even if it means killing off a character that we like. Because a good story isn't catered around our feelings. It's catered around good writing. Even if you have to kill off a good character, kill him off. Because we're still going to like the story. You know, don't just try to bring them back. Don't wuss out of it. Don't give us a good story. Don't kill off a good character, then wuss out of it and bring them back later. No, just do what you got to do. Just do what you have to do. Now, see, Trunks' timeline being destroyed in the end of Goku Black Arc, they should, if they were going to destroy it, they should have just followed through with it and left it dead. To where, and Trunks would have to go maybe on another planet or somewhere else. You know. But instead of him just bam, he's in another reality where he exists too. It's all weird and screwy. They should have just left it destroyed. Should just let some endings just have to be bad. Just need to be bad. Trunks' history, the history of Trunks and all that stuff was. I don't think they should have brought him back to begin with, but you know, see, if you're gonna bring him back, don't wuss out of it. Just give us a bad ending already and be done with it.
Years have passed since Cell left the Earth. Mankind still suffers from the devastation he left behind, but life finally resumed to what could be called a new normal. The world was at peace. With Krillin and Roshi, the news talks about how the capital of East City has finally finished reconstruction. It was the last known location to be ravaged by the monster known as Cell. The Kami student curses the android responsible for all this. His teacher quells he calm himself. He knows it's a difficult fate to accept, but they have to move forward. And he knows, he just can't shake the memory that during his rampage of West City, baby Trunks, Cell has just caused so much misery. The old-timer knows how he feels, only hoping Bulma's doing okay. But the warrior must stop beating himself up over this. Even though Cell spared him, he couldn't have done anything to prevent this disaster.
And it's kind of hard though. The man, this maniac kills all your friends, everybody that you ever loved or cared about. Goku, Gohan, you know, everyone that you cared about. Baby Trunks. You know, it's devastating. All the people that you grew up with, just being slaughtered in one attack. I mean, it's kind of hard to get over when you relate, because you kind of relate back to regular, you know, to your regular human emotions and feelings. You know, I feel you, Roshi, but yeah, it's hard to get over that. It's hard to just move forward. I understand that's true, but just trying to move forward after all of your friends and loved ones were just decimated. That's why I did the whole Vegeta speech thing. I know he didn't care about saying heritage, but you could tell it had a serious impact on his life when he was on Earth. That's why he took so much pride in Trunks after they actually bonded, because it comes to find out he really is a family man, and because he loves the heck out of Buller, he loves the heck out of Trunks. He has weird ways of showing it, but he loves his family. He loves his family. And it became evident when Beerus smacked Bulma. And the God in the movie version, not in the series version. The series version was kind of ridiculous, but yeah. But Vegeta actually loved his family. But people kind of underestimated that speech. That's why I did a video on it. And because a lot of these characters, you can kind of relate to them. You know, because that happened to Vegeta when he did his Majin Vegeta speech. You know, everything he ever knew was decimated, was destroyed. Everything he ever knew. It's like Bruce Wayne times a billion, because everyone he ever knew or even had any kind of connection to was decimated and blown up or killed. So, you know. And then his son suffered the same fate in the future. And then everyone died again in the Goku Black arc. Yeah. So, but this is the thing. This is why we like Dragon Ball. This is the thing. This is the reasons why we enjoy it so much. It ain't the light-hearted super where there are no stakes because they're trying to spare everyone's feelings because they basically wrote the series for kids. But then they try to make it dark with the Goku Black arc. Then they wussed out of it in the end. They don't know. It's like a manga that it's like it doesn't know what it wants to be. So I prefer this any day. There's tons and tons. When I say it was tons of Dragon Ball content and tons of things to talk about and go over, wasn't kidding. This stuff right here. This is one of my favorite stories. Goodness gracious, man. When you talk about high stakes and the sense of hopelessness, man. They nailed this. Shout out to whoever wrote this, but they nailed it. The sense of hopelessness. You kill everyone but Krillin. You kill everyone but Krillin. Krillin. Goodness gracious, man. Now you're trying to think about how are they gonna pull out of this? Because you kill everyone but Krillin. Beautiful writing. Beautiful.
Of course. If only Goku and Gohan were still here. But they refuse to be brought back to life, and they must respect that decision. When a ship zeroes in on Kame House. With that knock on the door, a terrible, dark, long-forgotten presence is finally felt. Chi-Chi, of course, who happily chorts, long time no see, asking if they're still in front of that TV. What a sad sight for two martial arts masters, of who offer a less warm greeting, one that doesn't go unnoticed. This causes her to snarl. They should see the look on their faces. They appear as if they've just seen Cell. But no, it's not that. She shouldn't be silly. They're just surprised to see her is all, wondering what brings her here after all these years. Though she knows they won't be surprised to hear she's not here to catch up or ask how they're doing. She's here because she needs their help, catching their curiosity. Roshi beckons if she has some furniture or something heavy to move. Krillin here would be happy to take care of it. But she tells him not to be stupid, as if she'd be here for such a futile manner. It's a long story, but if they follow her outside, they'll soon understand. Quickly walking out to the ship, she calls for someone to come out. Krillin is now confused what exactly she's planning to show him. But upon entering, there's only an empty bed. But Chi-Chi knows he was here just a minute ago. The pair begin to believe these hard times may have begun to take a toll on her mental state. Krillin presses that there's nobody else here besides the three of them. She's had a long journey. Maybe she should rest a bit. When the voice of a child chimes, he thinks she's looking for him. With that uncanny face and hair, they wonder if this could actually be Goku. Chi-Chi scolds Goten had her worried and to get back over here now. Who, much like his father, giggles that he just had to pee. Taking him by the hand, he fusses that he isn't a baby anymore and to let him go. As the situation progresses, Roshi now sees it must be Goku's son, though he could have sworn it was Goku himself at first glance. Krillin wonders how this could be. When his master chuckles, he must still have a bit to learn about life. The staggering resemblance to Goku must mean this little one was born only a few months after the Cell games. Introducing what appears to be a much less coy Goten, his mother urges he introduce himself properly to his dad's friends, who eagerly states, "Hi, I'm Goten. I'm 6.5 years old and I love fighting and video games. Nice to meet you." The others return his greeting, pointing out how much he looks like his dad. Chi-Chi admits that sometimes it feels
It seems like the Boo Saga all over again. You're putting the hope of the world into the fate of children. Well, technically in Dragon Ball it was like that too, because Goku was like this size when he saved the world. So yeah. So them freaking out when it came to Cell, I didn't understand that either, because Goku wasn't much older than that when he beat Demon King Piccolo. He had this. It's probably how Goku was looking at it when he fought Cell, because he's way stronger than at my age, But Cell was like this tyrannical bastard. But so was Demon King Piccolo, And the power difference was probably similar. I don't know. I think the power difference between Gohan and Cell was way more massive than Goku and Demon King Piccolo. But still, the point remains: Goku was a kid when he saved the world. But Gohan was massively more powerful. So the fact that in the world of Dragon Ball, it makes Goku's deed to put Gohan against Cell not as bad, because he himself was a kid when he saved the world. So I mean, and Gohan constantly impress people, fighting Raditz, attacking Raditz at 4 years old and damaging him, fighting Frieza. He had already done some incredibly impressive things as a kid, as a 5-year-old kid fighting Frieza. He had some cojones. So Goten and Trunks fighting Majin Buu. All this stuff dated back to Goku in Dragon Ball, because there was always a kid pinned up against a major villain. Back to Dragon Ball. He saved the world dozens of times. Go back to Dragon Ball Z, Gohan. It was all about Gohan being geared up. Then you got the Buu Saga, Goten and Trunks, the next generation. Now you got I don't see any problem with this. I just pointed it out, but it's I'm enjoying this already. This is just episode 1. We got more episodes to go, so yeah, just strap yourselves in. I'm gonna do more of these videos, by the way, but probably won't be today. Might be tomorrow. Who knows? Might be a Memorial Day special. We'll figure it out.
Feels like she's looking at Goku in his youth. The hermit now sees the reason for her visit, though can't help but ask what caused her to wait all these years. Which should be obvious to the both of them. Neither one of them are good role models. They would have shown the same bad influences as they did on Gohan. But she didn't merely bring Goten here for them to finally meet. She wants them to train him. With the vast majority of Z Fighters gone for good, arguably the most overlooked character in all of Dragon Ball, maybe Earth's most promising hope.
Dun 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 dun! It's Krillin! No, I'm not joking. It's really Krillin.
Bewildered by Chi-Chi's request, Krillin remembers she
Kudadeen.
wanted Gohan to become a great scientist or something. Why would she want them to train Goten for? Crossing her arms, she knows that the world is at peace. But since Cell left all those years ago, she can't shake this bad feeling she has he'll come back. And on that day, the world will need a hero. Goten isn't like his brother was. He only likes fighting and isn't interested in his studies. Though the boy objects, he does also like video games. And if he's being honest, Krillin has had the same feeling regarding Cell. However, he doubts he himself can shape the kid into a fighter capable of beating him. Even Goku and Gohan couldn't do anything. She retorts not to worry about Goten. She's been training him herself, and he's much stronger than they think. But he's still young. Goku and Gohan went through fights to the death to reach such levels. Chi-Chi huffs Gohan was only 4 when Piccolo trained him, and to just fight Goten himself and he'll see. The mere mention of a fight is enough to make the child's hair stand on end. Roshi urges him to do as she said.
See, this Goten's a lot different. Well, he enjoyed fighting it, but I think it kind of petered out. I think it petered out kind of later on, but as a kid, he did enjoy fighting. So, but this Goten seems to be a lot different. It seems like he's kind of reverted him to a Dragon Ball Goku. That's what it seems like. And he has a different personality altogether. He's not like the Goten from the Buu Saga. He's like the Dragon Ball Goku.
Yes, it's Goku's son they're talking about. Though the former student doesn't know what to think of this. He reminds Krillin he's been training for the last 7 years like never before. Look at this as a test. This gets Goten excited. He beckons. For real? We're gonna fight? Please say yes, Mr. Baldy. But for starters, he can call him Krillin. But he wins. They can do a little bit of training. Mirroring his father's enthusiasm, he jumps into the air ecstatic. Roshi jostles, he thinks he should go easy on him though. If he hurts him, Chi-Chi could kill him. But this was his idea. Chi-Chi tells her son it's important to stay hydrated before training and to remember what she told him before coming here. This sight takes the old-timer back almost 30 years ago. The resemblance with his father is uncanny, almost troubling. Goten inquires if his mother is planning to fight too, but she doesn't think so. However, she doesn't want either of them to damage the ship Bulma gave her, so she capsules it up for now. Krillin has to point out that Chi-Chi used to hate fighting so much. It's surprising to see how much she's changed. But instead of rambling...
She didn't really hate fighting. She hated... she wanted a family... she wanted to be a good example for Gohan. She wanted Gohan to grow up to be the man that he is. So it actually worked. Because Chi-Chi is actually Chi-Chi's hardening attitude and how serious she was about him studying. It actually, she was actually a great mother. Because look how Gohan turned out. On the save the day side, maybe like, but as far as a man, a father, a husband, she did a good job. So, folk can get off Chi-Chi. Put some respect on her name. That's all I'm saying.
And he should be focusing on Goten. It wouldn't be wise to underestimate him. Remembering who he's talking to, he apologizes, stating he seems well trained. The young boy gets in a quick stretch with his left leg. Or is it his right?
And considering how Goku is in Super, would you really want your son to turn out like that? Just asking. Anybody that hate on Chi-Chi, all the Chi-Chi haters, this is the question. Would you really want your son to be like Goku is in Super? Or would you want them to turn out like Gohan? You have two choices only. You can't gray area it. Don't put it in the gray area. Would you want them to be like? If you had a choice? Would you want your son to turn out like Goku from Dragon Ball Super, or Gohan? Just saying.
He always gets them mixed up. He questions if Mr. Krillin here is ready, and is sorry to say he doesn't look really strong. But he just wait and see. The turtle student dares him to land just a single hit. So far, it appears that Krillin's years of experience trumps the raw talent of Goten. He compliments he's keeping up, and that's good. But the boy flies into a fury at not being able to land a single finger on his opponent, shouting, what does he mean keeping up? All he's doing is disappearing. So far, he's only fought his mom and the dinosaurs on Mount Paozu, and that was a lot more fun than fighting him. He doesn't even know how to fight. Then it hits Krillin. Goten can't sense the power gap between them, which makes sense that he can't sense ki if only his mother has trained him. After all, she doesn't possess that ability, but it's pretty easy to learn. Though this only enrages Chi-Chi as well. She grunts for the warrior not to underestimate her, before bellowing to her son to forget what she said earlier. Which comes to his great surprise. She told him he could never, but she affirms it's completely fine this time. Giggling, the young fighter states this changes everything and it's time for round 2.
Uh-oh. Super Saiyan
I'm
time.
afraid you are forbidden from boarding without permission.
Oh, come on, stop it. The tingly back feeling.
To Krillin's sheer astonishment, and pretty much our expectation, this version of Goten has also unlocked Super Saiyan at a very early stage in life. His mother cackles to know if they're surprised. She told them he was strong. They seem to forget she also knows a thing or two about martial arts. Hiroshi just can't let this go. This shouldn't be possible. Sticking up her nose, Chi-Chi reveals, to be fair, she simply took away his video games and this was the result. A bit confused by the chatter, Goten asks what that super thing is they're talking about. But getting ignored, he decides since no one wants to answer, they can just get back to the fight. Pleading for him to wait, Goten doesn't heed the request and Krillin is slugged in the face. The little brat bellows out in laughter at the thought of a one-hit knockout. He never even saw him coming. While her son cheers in the background, Chi-Chi notices Krillin isn't moving. Could he be? Finally standing, Roshi panically asks if he's okay. But he tells him not to worry. He then scolds Goten that it's not really fair to plan to attack an opponent by surprise, especially when he's a Super Saiyan. Fortunately, he was able to accommodate and raise his power in time. In one ear and out the other, Goten only takes curiosity and Super Saiyan is what this form is called. His mom just calls it being a little runt or delinquent. Anyway, if he's still standing, that means he's not as bad as he thought. Meanwhile, the old-timer finds it weird Krillin took that punch head on, but doesn't really seem to be hurting. Who smirks to admit his opponent is the youngest Super Saiyan he's ever seen, but he's also the weakest. And it's time for round 3.
Kaioken.
Unleashing a ×10 Kaioken. It wasn't known to the others until now he even knew such a technique. The power he's letting out is incredible. His former master wonders what kind of training he underwent to reach such a level. He explains that during his trip to Otherworld, which is a child-friendly way of saying after Frieza killed him, King Kai taught him the basics of the technique. When he got wished back to life, he mostly disregarded using it in any practical way because he thought he was too weak. Regardless of the circumstances, he questions if Goten is ready to continue with their training. And as some kids will do, he brushes this off as nothing. He's red now, so what? All it means is this time he'll have no excuse.
And Kaioken was one of my favorite techniques, by the way. Of course, it got replaced by Super Saiyan, but it's, man, I just like the design of it. I just love it, man. I get geeked up over Kaioken. Goodness gracious.
The life experience once again proving superior. The turtle student realizes Goten is already tired. He hasn't mastered his Super Saiyan transformation at all yet. With this, he tells him to return to his base form. That's enough for today. But he screams, it's not over! Powering up, the boy's ki rises dramatically. He vows to show his adversary he's not tired. It's only too bad he hasn't had time to name this attack yet. But a blast of this level would be far too dangerous around here. Deflecting it into the ocean, Krillin utters it's only lucky he took some of the force on himself. Otherwise, the entire island would have been submerged. To have this kind of power at such a young age is crazy. As the others are left in a stunned silence, the child is completely gassed out. Realizing he missed, he collapses, promising next time he'll win. Swooping in, the Mother Hawk frantically tries to bring her son back to consciousness. Krillin presses she not worry. He's only exhausted himself from using so much energy. Though she can't help but devolve into a sobbing mess crying this is all her fault and she's so sorry that she did this to her baby. Again, Krillin assures he will be okay and open his eyes soon. He guesses she actually hasn't changed that much after all. Roshi excitedly shouts the Turtle School has a new pupil. He wonders if Goku knows about Goten. Is this his final gift to humanity? A new hope?
No, Krillin's a new hope.
Once Goten
Sorry to spoil it, but we've probably all seen this by now. Come on.
had recovered, Chi-Chi and Krillin agreed upon getting training 2 weeks per month. The time for the first goodbyes had come. The boy's mother tells him not to cry. She will be back for him soon, and not to forget to call her every day. Taking off and finally letting the...
And if you haven't seen it, you can go on Mono Cool's channel and check it out. There's probably other channels on YouTube too. They have all the latest episodes. But we're going to do them until we catch up. We're going to keep doing them. And yeah, I'm going to pop one out every day until they're all caught up.
Tears flow herself. A new adventure has begun. But very soon, the young Saiyan will discover he may be in for more than he bargained for. As he finds out they don't have any video games. Over the next year, Goten would undergo the same training as Krillin and his father. By the time he was about 8 years old, all it took was a single day to get him flying. His mentor is really amazed by this. Even after 2 years, this kid never ceases to amaze him. It was a good idea to force him to train at minimum power to make him harden his body and mind. Now that he's perfectly mastered his ki, they can take their training to the next level. Enthusiastically learning the Kamehameha. He unfortunately damages Kame House. And not to be the only one doing some learning, he brings his video games to teach Krillin how to play. Though doing a fourth turn to the left, comboed with a punch to perform a Hadouken doesn't make a lot of sense to the martial arts master.
And they're playing a very familiar game, aren't they? Huh.
With their training going even better than expected, what surprises are still in store for our heroes? And what threats still lie ahead? Will Cell sense the new rising power on Earth? Or even worse, will Bobbity make his way to our little blue world?
I hope not. Probably won't.
Year 777. Or about 10 years after the Cell games. Goten and Krillin land in the middle of what appears to be a wasteland. The former questions if they're there yet, which they are. This is where they're going to train. Asking the obvious, Goten is curious why they traveled all the way out here to do that. Couldn't they have just stayed on Grandpa?
That's another one I wanted to see too. It's another one I wanted to see where Gohan was brought back. I think I gotta find that one, but it was about future Gohan. But I think yes, about future Gohan. I gotta remember that one. That's a different one from this one. Where future Gohan killed Cell. I'll find that one and go over that one too. There's a ton of them, man. Oh my goodness, it's a lot. I get excited thinking about. I prefer this over Super. It's like it keeps Dragon Ball alive, but you know, even though the original is gone, I hope these mangas actually get. I hope at least one of them gets animated. Just give me either New Hope, give me New Hope, or Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, something. We need something animated. I'd be satisfied.
Grandpa Roshi's island instead? But not for this training. Today will be special. He's allowing the child to transform into a Super Saiyan.
I think it is New Hope, where they bring future Gohan back and kill Cell in the future timeline. I think it is. It happens in this one. Yeah. I just had to think about it. So a lot of thoughts be rambling in my mind. I've seen so many of these mangas. It's a lot of them. It's one where adult Goten and Trunks are fighting on planet Namek. It's a bunch of good Dragon Ball mangas, fan mangas. Dragon Ball Hakai was surprisingly good. It's a bunch of them, man.
Resulting in a more than excited reaction. It's been forever since he's been allowed to use it. His mentor believes a student is strong enough now to manage it properly.
Kaioken, I bet.
Though, after all these years, he wonders if he still knows how to transform. If he can't, it'll be Krillin's fault. His teacher laughs this off, doubting he could ever
Or Super Saiyan. I thought it was Kaioken. I was wrong.
forget how to do it. He already told him it was important for him to learn the basics of martial arts before wielding the power of Super Saiyan. He ushers him to step back a little and transform.
Okay, no.
Doing so, he screams out, but nothing happens. Only a bit of dust kicks into the air. He worriedly inquires what's wrong. Why isn't he changing? Sporting a devilish grin, he throws his hands to his head shouting, "No, no, no! I can't!" He was right. It's all Krillin's fault because he wouldn't let him use it over the last 3 years. And look what happened. What will they do now? Panicked, he never thought he could actually forget how to transform. Though the boy just laughs that he fell for it, and enough playing around. He hollers for his teacher not to look at him like that. He's kidding. How could he forget something so easy? Feeling is key. Krillin hasn't even taught him how to boost his strength in short bursts yet, but his power is already so high. Unbelievable. This information isn't lost on the student. He wonders himself how he got.
I wonder how he stacks up to the Cell Games people. I wonder if he's, because there's no way to gauge him right now. Is he Cell Saga Goku strong? Cell Saga Gohan strong? Where is he right here? I don't know. The way his power boosted, seems like he may be on close to Cell Game Saga Goku level. He's probably on one of their levels. He has to be at least.
Got so freakishly strong. He guesses all that useless training finally paid off after all. Since they have said training, supposes he'll take that as a compliment. With this, the child's cocky nature also returns. He cackles. It looks like he's much, much stronger than him now. Talk about surpassing the master. Rubbing his nose, he asks if he's speechless. He smiles. His student is as arrogant as ever. The power of Super Saiyan is still going to his head. So it's time for today's lesson. Unveiling Kaioken times 20. The young prodigy wasn't counting on this. Krillin states this is peak Kaioken.
All right, now you better stop underestimating Unc now. Now, you better stop sleeping on Unc. That's an OG now. You must have forgot he fought every main villain. He fought Frieza. He fought Vegeta. He fought all of the main villains. You better stop sleeping on Unc. Put some respect on Krillin's name now. Kudadine. The OG Kudadine.
It's kind of funny. His soon-to-be opponent appears much less confident all of a sudden, mockingly asking if something's wrong. The taunt aggravates him. With this darn times 20 multiplier, he's undoubtedly stronger here. But it doesn't matter. He calls out that he kept this new power to himself, and now he thinks he's the best because he's letting out a little more energy. Krillin is the one who taught him power alone isn't enough to win. And today, he will only prove that. Which is exactly what his master wanted to hear, though not to expect him to go easy on him.
Way, 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 way better than Super. Thousands of times better. Hundreds of thousands of times better than Super.
Goten exhales. He really isn't going easy on him. He didn't think he could match his own speed. Who tells his student he's become an incredible warrior. If he wasn't going all out, Krillin wouldn't have stood a chance against him while he's using Super Saiyan. However, boosting one's speed by drawing from their power only makes his...
And the fact that a human like Krillin can keep up with a Super Saiyan, that's astounding. I wonder how strong Krillin is. I wonder if he can beat Frieza like he probably can. He probably can beat Frieza. He probably could beat Goku on Namek at this level where he's at. I can imagine. Matter of fact, I'm willing to bet he can. He can beat Goku on Namek. He can beat Frieza. He probably beat the early androids. I'm just like Android 19 and 20, like 16 and 17. I don't know because they have unlimited stamina. I'm just trying to see how strong they are at this point because they're. I mean, Krillin's keeping up with a whole entire Super Saiyan.
It's a lot weaker. But the child only rolls his eyes at what Mr. Know-It-All has to say, causing Krillin to wonder if he actually ever listens to his advice. But Goten screams he doesn't need his advice and already knows how to win this fight. He better get ready because he won't be able to escape his ultimate combo. In a split second, Krillin realizes his student is about to use the Solar Flare, which is more embarrassing to our bald hero than probably anyone else. And now that a certain technique of Goten's has a name. Hit head on by the boy's killer blast.
Final flash.
Coughs, he's lost. Goten bellows out with laughter to a 9.5-year-old no less. He told him he was going to win this time. Now it's game over. But his master is merely kidding. Returning to his maximum Kaioken state, Goten can't believe he still has enough left in him to power back up like this.
Getting Saiyan Saga vibes here. Goku versus Vegeta Saiyan Saga vibes. Getting those vibes real good.
Smoke settling. Krillin goes to make sure his pupil is okay, who appears fine, though the same can't be said about his pride. But his master urges he look at him, referring to how battle-worn they are. The boy cuts him off. He admits Krillin is super strong, but swears this will be the last time that he loses. His
Krillin beats a whole entire Super Saiyan.
teacher offers a few words of encouragement. He reminds it's his birthday in 2 weeks. He hasn't forgotten that he promised to buy him a new video game, right? He laughs at his dual-track mind. The kid does know what he wants. As promised, he will get him his game. Also, they're going somewhere really special. For now, it's time to go home. Reaching out, he asks again if he's okay, and is at least enough so to fly on his own. The pair soon stop by a cliff overlooking the city. The child exudes he's never been so
Getting future Gohan and Trunks vibes here.
tired from flying before, which is normal. His body went through a lot today. After all, it is the first time he's fought at such intensity, hence the reason for resting here a bit. He then prompts him to look at the city below. It's called Blue City. Krillin himself was born in a nearby town. 10 years ago, it was destroyed by Cell. He and the survivors worked hard to rebuild it. Speaking of which, his pupil has a question. If Cell was here, does he think they'd have a chance of beating him? But no, not in the slightest. They wouldn't even last a minute. This surprises Goten, figuring it wouldn't be that lopsided. Is Cell really strong, or are they just that bad? This makes Krillin laugh. They're not that bad. Actually, with Goten's power, he thinks he could have gone toe-to-toe with Frieza. But Cell is a real monster. They never faced such a powerful foe. But the child states he's not afraid. Krillin will see. He will surpass him and be the one to defeat him. Another year passes.
Are you having trouble trying to keep up with your professor? You've got to try Otter. Here's how it works.
Goten questions what special place they're going to this time. His senior reveals it to be Kami's lookout. And by Kami, meaning God. The sheer utterance of this location has his attention. Krillin explains it's a sacred sanctuary where the god of Earth overlooks the planet. His name is Dende. He's a Namekian just like Piccolo. But a god. He must be pretty strong, but asks why his mentor never mentioned him before. But he kind of did. He already told him about Kami, who was one with Piccolo. Dende is the one who took over in his place. He's no warrior, but he possesses great magical abilities, which does ring a bell with Goten. Krillin wants to ask for permission to use the Room of Spirit and Time for a bit. It's a place of total emptiness where a single day on Earth lasts an entire year in there. It's the perfect location to train. His pupil can't believe such a place even exists. It's there where Goku and Gohan trained for the Cell games.
Oh man, yeah. It's gonna be I'm looking for episode 2. I might post that one today too. Goodness, because this is I'm addicted, man. I might post 2 of them today. I might give y'all 2 today, okay? Because y'all are the best supporters. Y'all brought my channel from 0 to now it's almost 200 subscribers. By the way, invite people. Give me 200 subscribers. Give me 200 subscribers. I'm going to finish the whole series. Might not be today, but I'm going to finish it as soon as I can. Get me to 200 subscribers. And I'll get you, because I be seeing y'all watching these videos. The other video had over 1,000 views, but ain't nobody that's subscribing. There's been some people subscribing, but not enough to get me to that. I want 1,000 something subscribers. Next goal, give me 200. So just give me up to 200. 192, 193. I need 7, 8 more. Give me up to 200. I'm gonna finish this whole series before the week out. If you give me 200 plus, give me 300. I've been over backwards and do 2 series. But see, they say closed mouths don't get fed. So what I'm doing is opening my darn mouth. Hit the like buttons. Hit all the buttons. 200. That's all I'm saying. 200. That's all I'm asking for. Some people, want money and all that stuff. You ain't gotta give me money. If people that want to donate, I set up a cash out for that. For people that actually want to. But I just need 200. Everybody all y'all that be watching and stuff, hit that subscribe. Just hit it ain't gonna hurt you, cause I don't. The notification ain't gonna kill you. You know what I'm saying? It's some y'all know how I am with this content. We be talking in the conversation. We all get along. 200 subscribers. That's all I'm asking for right now. Now I'm boosted up. When I get to 200, I might want 300. You know what I'm saying? But for right now though, I'm just saying 200. To hook a brother up like a tow truck.
He himself used it for 6 months to master the Kaioken. It's really tough to get accustomed to the atmosphere there, as you'll see. But Goten only rolls his eyes yet again. If Krillin did it, it'll be a piece of cake for him. Arriving at Korin's tower, he explains how they need to fly to the very top of it. Passing the first temple, Goten wonders if they've arrived. But it's told to him that's where Master Korin lives.
It's Korin.
A long time ago, Master Roshi was trained by him. After that, Goku was too. Shouting out to the aforementioned and Yajirobe, the pair are shocked to see the sight before them. While the boy wonders if Korin is the cat or the fatty, Korin cannot but bulk at the kid with Krillin. He could swear it was Goku. Soon after, they would arrive at the lookout. Greeting Dende and Popo. The Namek inquires how he's been. It's been a long time. He explains how he thought he might want to meet Goku's son. But cutting him off, Dende blurts out, "You're Goten, right?" Which is strange, as he shouldn't know his name yet.
But he's the guardian, so he's gonna know. He knows everything. He sees and knows all.
But Popo reminds
200, guys, 200.
they are talking to the god of Earth, who tells how he's been watching over Goten since he was a baby. He had also seen the two of them training some time ago, calling them both incredible warriors. Krillin forgot he could see such things from the lookout, figuring there goes the surprise. But yeah, they've been training hard for years now. Naturally, he also knows they've come to use the Room of Spirit and Time. It's all theirs. Quick and easy, they thank the Guardian. With that out of the way, Popo goes to lead him to the room. Since the God of Earth knew they were coming, he already prepared everything for their stay inside. Which brings Dende to question how long they do plan on staying in there. There should be enough provisions for up to 2 years. Krillin assures that'll be more than plenty. They should only be in there a year this time. Without any senzu, staying in any longer could get a bit dangerous. Well, something catches everyone's attention. Bulma! She jokes Krillin looks as if he's seen a ghost, but he just didn't expect to see her here. It's been like 10 years. And she knows it probably does feel a bit sudden after so long. She just felt it was time to come see him. As the image of young Goten catches her eye. For what reason has Bulma traveled to Kami's lookout? And how much progress will be made by the two warriors upon entering the Room of Spirit and Time?
Yep, shout out to him. Mono cool. I'll tag you in it, buddy, because I used your content. Well, you tell the story the best. So, yeah, I'll tag you in it, buddy. Anyways, NT Ways, astounding. Way better than anything I saw in Super. Okay, the hopelessness, the feeling of hopelessness, and now the glimmer of hope. Trying to see where the story is going to go, even though I've seen it before. Just watching it again, it has that it has that rewatch value. Man, you can watch it over and over again and still feel those emotions in there. You can still feel the weight that's in it. You can still feel it. Even if you go back and watch it. Just like with Z, it has a lot of rewatch value. And anytime you make me want to go back and rewatch it and relook at it, or when I start feeling some type of way while I'm watching it, you've done your job. You've done your job. But anyway, 200 subscribers. Give me two. Y'all be watching this thing, and y'all be watching it, but don't subscribe. Hit the subscribe. Just hit the subscribe button. That's all. Just when you hit it, if you like the video, bam, subscribe it. A lot of people been doing it, but I want the 200, and I want if my video is getting over 1,000 views, then it has the potential to get over 1,000 subscribers. I'm trying to grow. I want to grow this thing. I'm gonna be more consistent. I want to grow this thing. Just give me 200. I'm gonna do this whole. Shebang. I'm gonna have other content too. I'm gonna do Invincible content too. But we're gonna do this. Dragon Ball New Hope. We're gonna work on this series. Then we're gonna go to another one. Multiverse is one of my favorite. But I might do Kakarot after this. I'm thinking about doing Kakarot. Because that's a good one too. And I'm gonna do some parts of Multiverse because yeah. Anyway, let me know what y'all think of this in the comments. If you hadn't seen this before, let me know what you think of it. I'm gonna do 2 today because I like y'all, but I still need them 200 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? This is all that's I'm not asking for a whole lot. Some people ask for 1,000 subscribers. We're gonna hit the goal. We're gonna start it low. Eventually we're gonna go up, but right now I'm gonna start y'all out slow. I just want the 200 subscriber. That's it. That's it. Just get it up there for me. You do this for me. I'm gonna hook y'all up with some content. All right, but anyway, I'm gonna do episode 2 today. Just let me know what y'all think in the comments. Y'all be easy.